Welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today we are getting back into crypto. We are looking at the Iota token, symbol IOTA, as you see up here. We're going to start off doing our full analysis, but just before we start, and I can already tell we're going to be able to use a little bit of Fibonacci in this and kind of get a sense of how things are moving forward. Sorry for the noise, by the way, in the background. I normally am recording from Texas, but this weekend I'm actually in New York City, seeing some friends from graduate school and talking shop with a couple of other traders. So nonetheless, wanted to take this moment today and go ahead and make a video. So using, looking at IOTA based on Binance, but I believe this token goes further back. I was doing a little research on it earlier, and it does show 5 years. So never hurts to do a little recap, but that's okay. We're really going to take a look, for the most part, at the last, we'll call it the last year, even we'll go from there, and get a sense of where this coin is, where it's been, and just do a little analysis to see if there's any indication from the price action, at least, whether we should expect this coin to continue to be bullish or not. So let's start off, as we always do, with a couple of moving averages. 3 to be exact. I like to use a 10-day, a 20, and the 60 just to get my analysis going. So let's do this across the board. I set up the 20-day or the 20 period even as red. The green is going to be the 10, and then I leave the yellow as our 60, just so it's our historical, like our true historical look. So right now, I would say we have a period of consolidation, mostly because you have a scenario where we've gotten across back here on July 29th, so last week. By the way, today is August the 7th. I'm making this video on August the 7th. So back on July 29th, we had a crossover of the 10-day and the 20, and now the 10-day is actually higher than the 60-day, but the 60-day is still higher than the 20. So because of that, I call it a period of consolidation. There's no clear up movement or down movement at the day range, but I'm sure it's going to change when we drop it. So let's look at the daily. So at the daily, we once again have a period of consolidation because the 10 period is below the 20 but above the 60. So this little down movement that we had just earlier today changed the direction of the 10 period and moved it below the 20. So consolidation at both the day and the hourly range. Let's look at the 30-minute. So the 30-minute is actually all in line to show bearish behavior. So you can see, and if you can't look, you can always look in the upper left-hand corner at the numerical values. So upper left-hand corner of the screen, but you can see that the 60 period is higher than the 20, which is higher than the 10. That is the indication of a bearish movement. Even though the slope has changed, we definitely see the 10 period is going to be pushing higher, possibly than both of them here shortly. But at the moment, that's a bearish looking chart. And if we look at the 15-minute, we've got consolidation once again because the 10 period is between the 60 and the 30. I'm sorry, the 60 and the 20 period. So we've had consolidation in the 15-minute, in the 1 hour, and in the daily. And then when we looked at the 30-minute, we saw bearish, even though we've got a clear indication that price seems to be moving higher. So not very helpful thus far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the momentum oscillators and see if there's anything there to give us an indication of whether or not this is going to be, this stock is going to be, or really crypto is going to be heading higher or lower. So we had a bullish crossover back on June 1st, which is very interesting because you can see, if you compare it to price actually trailed off, even though we had that bullish crossover. And then price finally, I mean the symbols, not the symbol, sorry. The MACD and the signal, that's the word I couldn't get out, signal line, both crossed the 0 line and we do appear to be getting more of a bullish indicator of momentum now. That's why I like to see both a crossover of the MACD and the signal line, and I like to see them cross the zero line, because when you just see it sort of flatlining, to me, if it doesn't cross from either positive to negative or negative to positive, that's just an indication that the previous trend is going to continue. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. And the 1 hour, of course, is going to give you a lot more oscillations, but you can get some indications. So we've got this crossover that occurred back on August the 4th, and we did immediately get, later on that day, it crossed the zero line, came back negative, and then crossed again and has remained positive since then. Since then, we've also had more bullish movement in the underlying. At the 30 and the 15-minute level, the MACD is a lot more volatile. Hard to use this as a leading trading indicator. It'd have you buying and selling over and over again. But it doesn't hurt to take a look just to see if there are any scenarios that are very clear. Like, I like this bullish crossover that also crossed the zero line that we got earlier today. Another bullish one yesterday on Friday, and we did get a bearish one. Prices pulled off a little bit, but really never really crossed the zero line enough to show or indicate a true change in the direction of this chart. And sorry, there appears to be a lot of noise outside, so hopefully that's not playing into the video. Either way, we're going to keep on going. Hey, that's the joy of New York City. I don't know if you guys are in New York or come to New York, but sometimes there's a little bit of noise outside, and it sounds like there's a raver outside right now. Let's go back to the daily chart. Sorry for the random piece during the analysis. And now we're going to do a look. I want to pull this back a little bit and just do a nice little Fibonacci analysis of this last movement higher, just to get a sense. I'm going to start it. I'm just going to go from the beginning of 2021 to that top that we saw back in April and just pull that all the way over, get a sense of where we are right now. So right now we are in this pullback. We did cross the 78.6%. We pulled back higher than that. And it's kind of nice too. You see the 78.6% line appears to have played a little bit, or this region played a little bit of support. We obviously the low here on the 19th. It fell back a little bit below there on the 23rd of May before pulled higher. And then from this period, June the 21st, even through July the 12th, we sort of saw a little bit of stability. That was support there. It fell through and came back, and now we see it since the end of July playing as support again. Very interesting. Also, like, if you look at this 50% retracement level, that also, we saw that same price level, even though it wasn't a 50% retracement yet, affect, prices on February the 11th. We saw it again a week later, February 18th time frame. It also almost played as support back here in April. And look at that one green line on April 23rd played effect. We see this one up move on May the 22nd, and also played a little bit of resistance here. So very, very, very interesting. Let's get rid of this part here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Fibonacci. I'm going to do a couple things. I always love seeing these parallel channels because it can really give you a key indication as to where things may be going. I also like the fact that this trend line has been broken. All right, let's pull this on back. Very important, very important. So in the breaking of that trend line and then staying above it and sort of creating a new slope, we've got now an upward channel that's in effect. I am actually going to be more bullish on this particular symbol. Let's just take a look too. We start to look at different levels. Want to get a sense of some levels that may be important, so we can just talk levels for a minute. So, and maybe even let's do that as a level. So, first level we're going to look at is this dollar and a nickel, spot 0495. That region has played support as well as, it's played support several different times. So we'll see if it does end up playing resistance here. That's only about 10 cents higher from where we are right now, maybe 11 cents higher. So that could end up being a key area of support, but I would absolutely be bullish until then. If we can get above that and stay higher, then I think the area is really kind of clear to possibly gain another 50 cents, get to this 56 level. Now, here's one region that's also worth noting. All right, so we'll take it over here. I'm actually going to pull that on. Over here. Maybe even change the color. Only because this region has also played, there you go. Just wanted to stand out a little bit. You can see how this region, this price range has played, it's definitely had an effect in the past. So I would fully expect us to go ahead and get above this 104 level, 105 level. I would say if we can, I wouldn't be surprised if this sort of 133 to 140 level ended up playing resistance as well. Next stop, if we get above that, I'd look for 156. And then from there are all sorts of minor, what I would call minor support and resistance levels. And we'll see if we actually do end up heading high enough to retest this sort of mid-range, this 230, and then on to 270. But again, there's any number of things that can happen. I like to say there's a lot of green between here and there, a lot of green grass to cover. So really in the near term, I would look to see if we're going to push up to this 105 level, possibly beyond it. And from there, if we push beyond that, it's really what happens when we get to 130 and whether or not we're going to push on to 156 or have a little bit more of a resistance before then and see what happens. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already done so, please do hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Also, feel free to hit the like button on this video, and that'll make sure more people see it. I appreciate you guys watching. And hey, if this is a token that you trade, feel free to leave a comment. I do not trade this one. I'm not that familiar with it, but I do like the price action. I like that it's heading higher. Looks pretty strong right now. And hopefully it can break through this current sort of price level, because this current price level could actually be resistance. You can see where it played resistance along the past. And if it does, maybe it goes ahead and crosses the 105 level, heads on back to this 130 level and beyond. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening. And as always, happy trading.